Alright, hi everyone, and welcome back to some Path of Exile. So, this should be, in theory, the last time that we talk about the Freezing Pulse occultist in the meantime, right? We're no longer elementalists, and I've made just a tiny bit of changes. I recrafted all my cluster, not all of them, but most of my cluster jewels. I'm not 100% happy with where I'm at, but I made some adjustments because, yeah, without some defenses, it just felt like shit, honestly. So yeah, I've had to pull in 2 small cluster jewels with mana reservation efficiency, and these were pulled in from the Inquisitor. So this is by no means are those perfectly rolled jewels, right? So that's fine. I re-rolled my flasks a little bit, so we have a tier 1 crit chance during effect on here. Poison immunity rolled on this one, I left that how it is. And then we have some evasion rating. We have some flat evasion on clusters. This is 22 per point, right? So that's pretty neat. We have this orienting display in the back here, sadly, so we need 2 more levels to get that. But yeah, rolling the flasks with the tier 1 crit allowed me to only use 1 medium cluster with crit chance and basics of pain, and 1 small node is all we need to be crit capped at all time. I had to invest into this dex node though, because of the changes I made, right? And I've added in these 2 nodes, especially Soul Thief is very important. 2% of ES on kill feels amazing during mapping. So if we get to the point where we took damage, we used Leech, right, to get back to full health, full ES, and then we have a cooldown until we can Leech again, right? So yeah, with this we just have more recovery on kill, which is very good, right? It's another layer of getting ES back, right? We lost block, right? So I had to do something, which also means I'm now running Grace as an aura as well, right? Excuse me. So we have like 1500 additional evasion rating, 29% more evasion as well, and then, as I said, a couple of small evasion nodes here and there on the clusters. And at some point, if I make it to a next level up, I would probably take one of the masteries here, probably the 30% increased evasion rating while you have ES. That sounds good. The other thing that sounds good to me is actually also Ghost Dance, especially because we are on a higher evasion rating than we have ES at the moment. But that might change in the future, right? So I'm not quite sure if I should go for Ghost Dance or not. That's fine. And yeah, as you can see on Freezing Pulse here, 100% spell crit chance, perfectly fine. We lost a lot of pen, right? I think I went over this in the last one, but yeah, Awakened at Cold is actually more damage than we had with the Cold Pen support gem. So yeah, gear itself hasn't changed. Let's run a 8 modded Mesa really quickly. I'm on the... Oh, that's okay, yeah. We're on the Maven tree. That's fine, let's go ahead and do that. So, yeah, pretty decent. I also did change up one of the implicits here. I have now +1 to all max res, so we are on 85 for all of them. Once we move around, we can see we get to 90 cold res, thanks to our Merc. Still the same Merc, by the way, still the same setup, right? But yeah, she has Purity of Ice. This is why. Yeah, so activate Bladefall, right? I usually just go into a pack like that. There we go, we are on 20 stacks now. And that should be a-okay. We will go for... let's clear the outside ring first, then go do the boss, because we are on a tree with... How's the Maven node called exactly again? With the reinforcements, right? So yeah, let's grab this. We are using Frostblink of Wintry Blast at the moment for movement. I think we did use this the last time though as well. And yeah, we are, as you can see, once we are on 45 Soul Eater stacks, yeah, it does decay pretty quickly, but it's not bad. It's actually a bit more stable now, thanks to you guys, yes. Your comments were actually extremely helpful once again, so thank you very much for all of you that have commented, right? Really do appreciate it, guys. You guys said, hey, why don't you change your anoint to window of opportunity? I did that, thank you very, very much, right? That is 15% reduced skill effect duration, which helps with keeping the Soul Eater stacks up. As you can see, I then had to put a couple of points into Whispers of Doom to get that additional curse, right? And that's a-okay, right? That's a-okay. Now, one thing we could also think about is mastery here, right? With like 40% reduced extra damage from crits by cursed enemies could also be something to think about. But yeah, just really wanted to quickly mention, hey, it's very helpful, right? Your comments, I read. Still, I'm able to read all of them, right? Because we are such a small and niche community on this channel, which is cool. I really do enjoy it though, right? I really love how a lot of the times I can see some names and be like, oh yeah, I remember that name, and I really do enjoy that. There we go. Cool, okay. Let's head. There we go. And even an unlinked Frostblink of Wintry Blast, as you can see here, can sometimes clear out, especially white mobs, right? Let's check the map. I think we are good to go towards the boss, although I just saw this breach. That could be helpful. And yeah, did you see that? Keep an eye out for our ES once we take a little bit of damage, although they don't seem to want to damage me right now, that's okay. But yeah, whenever we do kill a pack, like the amount of, there we go, the amount of ES that you get back is quite astonishing. Because, especially if it's a big pack, right? That does feel very, very good. Should we take a look? Yeah, we should. At damage against the Merc. Not that bad, feels good. And then we enter the boss arena. Oh, we have twinned bosses. There we go, let's get a little bit out of the way. Did I forget to click Maven there, or did we already? Okay, it is what it is. That's fine, but yeah, that is the current state of the build right now. And I do quite enjoy it as it is. Ooh, did we have one of those? Yeah, we did. Okay. Dang it. Oh, well. That's fine, that's fine. Alrighty. So, yeah, as I said, this was an 8-mod map, right? I do have a couple of those farmed up. 120, actually. That's pretty decent. Awesome. And, yeah, 13th diff. Nothing has been done trading-wise lately on my end. Like, I have a couple of influenced items lying around, but that's about it. That's about the only income I have, which is fine, as I said. Like, this should be the last update for this build. A updated path of building will be in the description down below, so you can grab that. I have done the same thing again in the custom modifiers, right? Once you go to configuration. So make sure that you do either put a dash or a slash in front of the sentence, or a dot at the end of the sentence to deactivate either the Perkel's Toe amulet on the Merc or the Combs binding on the Merc, right? That is a little bit of an important step to point out. But yeah, you will be able to see all of the cluster jewels, how I crafted them, and they are still suboptimal, don't get me wrong, we definitely want different ones, right? But this is, with what I had, I'm quite happy with where we ended up here. And yeah, so that pretty much sums up everything. I still am debating on which version of the build I do like better, this one or the Elementalist one with armor and the Aegis Aurora. I might just need to think about the Aegis build and swap that over to CI and see if that is something that we are able to be doing, right? Or if that would be something that I can enable there, right? Just to make that happen, maybe. But the hybrid version did work out for me quite well, so I'm not sure. But yeah, it's just about the conditional buffs that we have here, mainly the Soul Eater stacks, right? They make such a huge difference in how the build feels. And that is where the uncertainty sits for me personally, right? With your suggestion, again, thank you very much, of window of opportunity. Yep, it is. It feels better. It feels more manageable to keep the buffs up. And yeah, I mean, we are just sitting here, right? We might have to rearrange 3 other skill points to get this area of effect in here. And that's already 20% plus the that would be 40% increased AoE. That could be worth it. Just so it does feel a little bit better, right? I'm not giving up Grace, I'm not giving up Soul Thief. This has been so much more survivability for me. And I think that was the last puzzle piece to this actually being worth switching to, right? I wouldn't do the older version that I posted. That really felt like paper. But like we can now honestly, really realistically look if we can find a watcher side that is better for us, right? Because this is basically now just a one-stat jewel. So yeah. um Okay, but yeah, that is pretty much it for today. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and as always, take care. Bye.